How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be heading into the Goku Black arc of What If Cell was reincarnated. Last time I left a poll in the comments below about whose body Zamasu would take, either Gohan or Lek. And after reading hundreds of comments, it was decided that Zamasu would take Gohan's body, creating Gohan Black. A lot of comments said the main reason Zamasu would take Gohan's body is due to him using godly ki during the tournament, and Zamasu sees this as a mockery of the gods, as Lek was using his own not-godly power. So I wasn't as offended by that. Plus, Lek is still a kid, and he would have to wait until he was older to take his body, which is something he doesn't want to wait around for. Gohan is already an adult, so it would just make more sense to take his body instead. Anyways, now that Zamasu has taken Gohan's body, what's going to happen to our heroes now? Well, before we get started, I just want to give a huge shout out to all of my amazing patrons. As we have Dreadpool, Patrick Sandlin, Mr. Darkness, Zero Finessin, John Lister, Jared, Robert Gregory, and Andy. You all are the best. If you want to be like these guys and get a bunch of special perks for this channel, then click the link to my Patreon in the description below. Anyways, let's get right into this video. Zamasu has taken the same route as Goku Black did in canon, with the only change being that he's taken Gohan's body instead. Since he's taken Gohan's body, he's going to be a lot stronger than Goku Black would be. Since Gohan has amazing potential, he wouldn't be leagues ahead of Goku Black, but a considerable feat of strength above him. Gohan Black also has an effect on our boy from the future, Trunks. Trunks is completely horrified over seeing what looks like his old master killing humanity and destroying everything that he himself fought to protect. Gohan Black knows that Trunks is very emotional in fighting him, which Black exploits to get himself even more powerful, as Trunks strikes him a lot harder in his rage and confusion on what he did to Gohan. So unfortunately, Black would get even stronger due to these Zenkais. He still plays around with Trunks as normal, and Trunks heads back into the past to warn the other Z-Fighters of what is going on. Trunks wouldn't attack Goku when he wakes up, as he has no need to, but is genuinely confused on seeing this kid standing next to his past self. He's not an ordinary child, as he can sense a familiar ki coming from him. Who exactly is he? Lek is confused himself when seeing an adult version of Trunks in front of him, but also gets some deja vu. Goku explains that this kid is the reincarnation of Cell, as he wished for it to happen when Gohan managed to kill him, and now this kid is here with them now. Trunks is in complete shock, as he had no idea that reincarnation was possible. If he knew that bad guys could be reincarnated as good, he would have wished for that to happen to his Cell, or even the androids. They could have been a huge help against Black in the future. Goku tells him not to worry about that, as they had no idea it would work either, as it was just a split-second thought that just happened to work. Maybe once they take out this Gohan Black guy, they can see if they can get him reincarnated into a good guy as well. They just need to figure out who exactly he is first, and if he's really Gohan. As they were all wondering what to do, Black arrives to the past with his time ring as normal to meet up with the other Z-Fighters and challenge them to a fight. Goku steps up to face his pseudo-son, as he did with Goku Black originally, and while in canon he could somewhat put up a fight, he can't do much the way he is now, as Black has gotten a lot stronger. Poor Goku gets the crap kicked out of him by Gohan Black. Luckily, our Gohan was called once Trunks arrived in the past, and he is able to step in and knock Black away from his dad. Gohan stares in horror at this evil version of himself looking back at him. This is clearly him, but the ki is different from his own, so is it him? He doesn't know, but yells out to Black, trying to force him to give up his identity. Before Black is able to do so though, the time ring begins to pull him back into the future. Just like in canon, he quickly destroys the time machine though, and he is sucked back into the wormhole. Once they get Goku all healed up, Gohan meets with Trunks again, and Trunks is very happy to see a Gohan he knows, and not one that is on a murderous rampage. Gohan can tell that whoever that wasn't him at all, and it must be some sort of imposter. That ki wasn't his own, and didn't feel very familiar at all. After all, Future Trunks and Kid Trunks both have the same ki, it's just that one is stronger than the other. But these two Gohans are completely different in their kis, so one can't be a future version of the other. Luckily, after Time Machine was destroyed, Bulma managed to rework Cell's time machine, be able to travel through time again. And Lek thinks it's very weird how his past self wasn't even from this timeline, and came from an alternate one. He wonders what exactly happened in that other timeline, and if there's anybody who's even left there. The group begin to do some training, with Vegeta and Gotenks training with Trunks and try to get his power boosted more and more, so he can be more of a match against Black. Gohan wants to go to the future as well to face off against his evil self, but he knows he's going to need to get stronger and stronger if he wants to stand a chance. Luckily, Lek has nothing else to do, and says it'll be fun to train with Gohan again. And if the two train with all they have, and really let each other have it, then they'll get gigantic gains in power. Gohan's 100% down to turn to Lek some more, as he's the strongest fighter that they have with them, and if he trains them some more, then he might reach his level. To do it as fast as possible, they're going to need even rougher conditions, the hyperbolic time chamber. Sure, Gohan is already in there for 3 years with Goku and Vegeta, but it wouldn't hurt to stay in there for a couple of months more with Black to get his powers up even further. The two would enter the chamber and begin hardcore training so Gohan can get on the level of Black. Goku and the gods go on their same journey to the presence of Zamasu, and after that investigation, he is killed, and the group decide to go back to the future to see if that helped in any way. Who's going to be heading into the future though? Well, Trunks obviously, and Gohan too so he can face off against himself, but what about Goku and Vegeta? Goku and Vegeta didn't do anything except train in the last arc, as they never got to even fight in a tournament, so they don't want to come along and actually do something now to see if they're strong enough to actually face somebody. Goku and Vegeta come along, which fills up the time machine a lot so it's very cramped, but they can still barely fit in all of them. Black, Gogeta, and Trunks are going to be coming along since they can't fit, and they have to stay behind here just in case anything happens to these guys. The group all head into the future and go to encounter Gohan Black. Gohan wants to go ahead and fight against Black first, and instantly powers up to his Super Saiyan Blue form, and wails on the false Gohan with everything he has. Black isn't really fighting back, as he's just enjoying the show right now, and is trying to get himself stronger. After Gohan keeps fighting Black in his blue form, Black is able to get more and more godly experience, which allows him to transform himself into his Super Saiyan Rosé. This power is an amazing increase, and Gohan is thankful that he actually is able to train his Lek more and be able to not be taken out in one hit by Black. The two are pretty evenly matched, with not one side having a clear advantage. Black is fighting more with killing intent, while Gohan isn't, and just wants to knock him out and figure out how exactly Black got his body. Eventually, future Zamasu is getting tired of watching this fight, as Black is losing energy fast. So, he steps in, knocking Gohan away, and he heals Black back to full health. Goku and the others are terrified, as they thought Zamasu had been killed. But no, there is a future version of him still out there. Gohan isn't going to be able to take on these two by himself, so it's time for the others to finally step in and help. Goku goes to help Gohan against Black, while Vegeta and Trunks go after Zamasu, trying their best to keep the two away from each other as much as possible. They can't afford for Black to get another Zenkai, as it's hard enough for even Goku and Gohan to take him by himself. Vegeta and Trunks obviously work very well together against Zamasu, and find out he is immortal very fast. But this isn't much of an issue, as Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta would be more than enough for Zamasu. And with a Super Saiyan 2 Trunks there as well, it's very easily to beat him down. Gohan is weakened from his fight with Black, but luckily he has his dad there to help him in this battle. And even though it's very hard since Black got healed, Goku and Gohan have amazing teamwork and can hold him back enough to have him get frustrated. Plus, if it gets too bad, Goku can just unleash the Kaioken to ruin Black even more. Which is something I don't understand why he didn't do in canon, but whatever, he has it here. Black and Zamasu have no chance against these fighters, but have to resort to drastic measures right away, and stop these mortals once and for all. Black instant transmissions to Zamasu, blinds fighting Vegeta and Trunks by blasting them in the face, and instant transmissions away again. The fighters reunite and wonder where the two went, and if it just ran away to heal up, which wouldn't be good at all, as if Black is healed once again, they won't be able to stop him. Unfortunately though, something much worse happens. A gigantic beam of light is shown miles away, and suddenly, Merged Zamasu appears in front of our fighters. They really wish they destroyed the Potara they were wearing earlier. They all rush up and try to do something against Merged Zamasu, but this isn't going to be happening. And they are all knocked away with one blow. They revert back to their bases, and Zamasu laughs as he prepares to fire a Kamehameha at them to wipe them all off the face of the earth. He's killed everybody else on this planet, and he's now going to kill its final saviors. This speech enrages Trunks greatly, as he is sick of all this justice talk and how mortals don't matter. Zamasu is using the body of Earth's greatest hero to kill everybody, and is calling it justice. He is sick of this, and erupts in an enraged state, which triggers the Super Saiyan Rage transformation. Trunks rushes Zamasu in his new form, and while it is a new form, he isn't able to do much, as this fusion is still leagues ahead of him. With Trunks distracting him, Goku knows that they will need a fusion of their own to be able to actually win this, and he takes Gohan instant transmissions away. Vegeta transforms into his god form, as that's all he can achieve with where he is with power now, and he tries to help out his son. Vegeta and Trunks only last for about a minute though, and are easily taken out of both of their transformations and are about to be killed. Though, Goku returns once more with a swift kick to Zamasu's head, sending him flying away. Zamasu is shocked by this. Another fusion? One without any Potara? How is that possible? Luckily, Goku and Gohan mastered the fusion dance together years ago, so they're able to use it now in no time. That way, it can be fusion versus fusion. Goku becomes a Super Saiyan Blue and begins to battle it out with Merged Zamasu. The clash is intense, with Zamasu mainly trying to slice and dice Goku up, but Goku strikes gigantic blows to all of Zamasu's vitals, similar to what Gogeta did against Broly. Also similar to that movie is Goku not defusing right away. Sure, they're using a lot of power in blue, but Gogeta was as well, and didn't defuse as fast as Vegito did, whose fused for barely 5 minutes. So I think the dance is able to make your fusion last a little longer with all of its power. It'll still be a lot shorter than a full half hour, but it's not the stupid 5 minutes like what happened with Vegito. Goku is able to outlast Zamasu's fusion time. As yes, I am using the fusion time limit like in the manga, since that just makes a lot more sense to me. Gohan Black and Zamasu's cells, of course, try to stick together as they are one and the same, but Goku isn't going to let them refuse into a monster, and he fires them a Sanko Kamehameha to 2, disintegrating them completely, leaving no room for any clones to come about. Gohan Black has been evaporated completely, but Zamasu's body attempts to put itself back together again, and Goku isn't going to let that happen either. He takes a cue from Gotenks and uses the Galactic Donuts to form the Boo Boo Volleyball around Zamasu, trapping him in it and not letting him escape. Luckily, Goku is leagues ahead of Zamasu, so no matter what, Zamasu is not going to be able to break free out of this one. Goku then takes a knocked out Vegeta and Trunks, heads back in the time machine, and returns to the present. Once back in the present, Goku instant transmissions to Roshi, and asks him if it would be possible to use the Mafuba on Zamasu, that way he can be sealed away forever. Roshi is very confused by this fusion showing up, since he has no idea who this is. But Goku reveals his identity and says they need to seal him away now. Roshi agrees eventually, and unleashes the Mafuba in a jar to seal away Zamasu. Goku thanks Roshi for the help, and just as he thanks him, he defuses. Goku takes a jar from Roshi and then goes back to Whis to see if he can dispose of him properly. Whis also heals Vegeta and Trunks. They are happy to learn that the day was saved. Lek is happy that the training Gohan did actually managed to do something, and he has redeemed himself from Frieza and Hit. Even though he had to fuse, he still managed to save the future. Everybody is healed, and there's only one question that everybody has to ask now. What about Trunks? What will he do now? All of humanity on his Earth is gone. Even future Mai is gone. So if Trunks goes back to the future, he'll be the only one left. His mom, his girl, all of his friends are gone. Where's he going to go now? Lek feels bad for Trunks though, and tells him that maybe there is another future he can go to. There is a future that his past self came from, where the only one who died was Trunks, so if he goes back there, then he should have all of his friends, and they'll have him back too. Trunks thinks that's an excellent idea, and the time machine they've been using did used to belong to Cell, so all they have to do is just put the coordinates in for Cell's timeline, and he'll be able to head back. That's exactly what they do, and Trunks is all set to go back to another future, where hopefully things are much brighter. Trunks thanks everybody for all of their help in fighting off Zamasu, and he departs. That's where we're going to be leaving this part for right now. Hope you guys enjoyed this version of the Goku Black arc, and I'm sorry that Lek didn't do much in this part, but that's what everybody voted for, so don't get mad at me, please. Don't worry though, in the next part, Lek will do a lot more in the story, as we'll be moving into the Tournament of Power. I hope to see you guys there, and thank you all so much for watching. Until we meet again, you guys, see you later!